Welcome back inside the North Bay Memorial Gardens. It's the Ford World Women's Hurling Championships 2018. Feature game is China and Italy. China with a single point. Take a 5-4 lead into the 7th end. Italy with the last rock. Thursday afternoon in North Bay. Spring in the air. Winter still hanging on. Hans Franlop here with you. I'm joined by Sander Wilbug. Match continues to be a tight one, Sander. Nice shot by China to score their one, but Italy will be pretty pleased with that force, won't they?
Yeah, now a chance to play for the blank. Not sure if China's calling these stones in or if the center guards are just slipping into the rings.
But I think you're right, though. Diana Gaspari, she won't mind at all. This would be a great end to blank, wouldn't it? Why would she be thinking about the blank?
Again, just looking at the scoreboard we mentioned earlier, where now 4 ends left. If everyone scores with their hammer, both teams scores twice each. If you blank it, you make it a 3-end game. Now you got 2 hammers against 1. Big advantage. So that is the main thought. Italy tried to do that in the 5th end, but Gaspari ended up nose hitting the attempt for the blank. And China again coming into the rings in the 7th, knowing that Italy played for the blank in 5. Bit of an experience showing maybe, or they're just happy to let them do it. I don't know, but it'd be really good for China to force Italy to take a 1 here, tied game, and have the hammer and even ends.
1 stone in the rings, no guards. It's made. Keeping an eye on all of the games going on here in this afternoon session, in particular this important game between Switzerland and Korea. Switzerland opened the game with a score of 3, but since then it has been all Korea. Stealing 2 consecutive ends and a chance here, Sander, for yet another deal. A tough shot here for Benia Felcher.
Kate Monjong made a perfect little hit and roll to take away any chance of scoring 2 for Switzerland.
Needs a piece of the button, facing 2. This one is going to slide a little deep. Another steal for Korea, and they take the lead. 5-3 now after 6.
Haven't scored since the 1st end, Switzerland.
Wow. It's kind of like that first end dropping of 3 was a wake-up call for Team Korea. Certainly been coming back with a vengeance. Nose hit there. Let's update all of our scores. Our feature game, China leading Italy's 5-4. USA with a commanding 5-0 lead in the 7th over Denmark. Incredibly low scoring game on sheet C. Germany and the Czech Republic are tied at 1, playing the 8th. And as we just saw, Korea stealing 2 to take a 5-3 lead over Switzerland. The importance of all of these games is reflected in the standings. 6 more playoffs, see the letter Q beside Canada and Sweden. They've qualified. They're at the top at 9 wins. Korea, this game this afternoon, really important for them to secure their playoff spot because they're being pursued by Russia, Czech Republic, and the USA. Japan at 4 and 5 also in the frame. This end very much shaping up like a potential blank. No guards, just exchanging hits. If you're Diana Gaspari, in this situation where your opponent is quite happily trading hits with you, you're already kind of mentally drifting to, boy, I'm gonna have to make that peel. You know what your last shot is likely going to be.
Yeah, you know you missed the last one.
That's right. That's the turn of Wang Rui to remove the stone in the rings. Pretty up and down, no chances being taken by either team. That first stone in the rings, and it's just been trading hits ever since. Stone's moving further and further forward as that happens, though. Almost out of the rings now. Nice shot by Wang Rui. She makes her way up to the house end. Pizzaponi. Germany-Czech Republic game. 5 blank ends in that game. Baseball season about to start in North America, and in baseball terms you'd call that one a pitcher's duel. Really low scoring game. Those are the kind of scores you used to get, Sander, back in the old days before the free guard zone, when you could just get a 2-point lead and just throw peels for the entire game. You'd get a few 2-1 scores, and that quickly became unacceptable to players and fans. Curling got pretty boring, and that resulted in the introduction of the free guard zone rule. Generate a bit more offense.
And that's why we're going towards a 5-rock rule next season.
That's exactly right.
Teams are so good now for needing to force to play even further.
Absolutely correct. The World Curling Federation will be introducing the 5-rock free guard zone to WCF sanctioned events next season. It's playing the 4-rock free guard zone here in North Bay. One of the last events, actually. We'll be playing the 4-rock free guard zone rule.
It'll be fun to see how next season then shapes up. I'm sure some teams will have an advantage.
It will be interesting. The 5-rock free guard zone has been played in tour events. Here we see the free guard zone. It's the area between the hog line and the house. The stones, first 4 stones of the end, if they're thrown there, you can't remove your opponent's rock. You are allowed to remove your own rock. You throw one there, you don't want it there. Next year, a 5-rock free guard zone. More rocks in play, more chances to get around and hide. Higher scores, more offense. And a bigger chance to, in theory at least, claw back a lead if you're trailing. Easier to steal with a 5-rock free guard zone. In theory. We'll see how the theory plays out. Nose hit by Gaspari. The blank end is still a possibility. Stone just off the rings as Zheng Yilun was making her way back. Just to the right, we saw earlier in the game she threw a nice corner freeze around a stone that looked like it wasn't even in play to generate a jam. She's trying to flop it to the right and maybe hide behind that yellow stone to the right of our picture. Just want to keep her stone in the rings, though. Doesn't want to give Gaspari a chance just to throw it through. Yes, whoa, yes, whoa, yes, whoa. Little outside roll. That is a fantastic shot. Wow. Beautiful. Had a tiny piece of the rings to roll to. Watch this. That is a fantastic shot.
Certainly taking your chances here.
Well, you can run your own stone back, or you could just concede to your opponent and say, well played, I'll just draw for the one. So the thinking here, Sandra, on the run back, this is the way you can get your blank, maybe? Chances are, though, if you hit a little bit on the inside, you roll your own stone into the ring, you wind up taking a point anyways.
Yeah, maybe a hair high if you get the blank, but I think most importantly, just don't give up the seal.
Well, here we go after that awesome hit and roll by Zhang Yilun. Diana Gaspari was looking pretty routine, but nothing routine about this one.
Yeah, Yilun maybe getting some revenge. Same spot where she missed the shot in the first time to give up two.
She does roll onto the ring, so it is a score of one. No blank for the Italians. It is the force for China after that fantastic hit and roll. Italy scores one, but mission accomplished for China. They get the force and the hammer back in the even ends. After 7, we are tied up at 5. Back inside the North Bay Memorial Gardens. Time clocks in the background. We are at the Ford World Women's Curling Championships 2018. Our feature match, China versus Italy. We are deadlocked at 5. Hans Frauenlaub here with you, joined by Sandra Rovag. Fantastic force by China there in 7, Sandra.
Yeah, just kind of came out of nowhere. Was able to make a beautiful little roll to the wing. So it's tied, eh?
It is tied.
Advantage China with hammer in 8.
Yeah, that's why that force was so important. Get the hammer back in the even ends. Not going to bury, so Zhang Yilun say, okay, bring it deep. Head-to-head comparison of the lead players in shooting percentage terms, a little bit of an edge to Jan Prey over Chiara Olivieri. Two guards up, game on.
Thank you.
Well, look here at our final score. USA, they pitch a shutout. Talking about baseball.
Well played. Thank you.
Big win for Jamie Sinclair.
Thank you for the game.
And Team USA 6-0 winners over Denmark. And that's as convincing as you get. Don't often see shutouts. This end shaping up in quite an interesting way. China's got last rock. Italy has 2 center guards. 2 Chinese counters are both behind the tee line. So both teams will be thinking about their opportunities. Italy will be thinking we're all set up to steal. China will be saying, well, we got 2 in the rings. They make a mistake, we can get 3. This one should be a very interesting end. Stefania Constantini. Looking to sit in front of the Chinese stone. Pretty good looking shot. Right on the lid, just back button. Corner freezes the Chinese stone and Jiang Yilun immediately. Constantini surveys her work. China saying this is looking dangerous, better get rid of these corner center guards. Jiang Xindi, 21 years old. Just misses the double clear. Had to curl a fraction more. Dead even in total shooting percentage. Xindi with a little bit of an edge in the draw department. Stefania Constantini. A little bit stronger on her hits. Two players with a very bright future in this sport, Constantini and Jiang. Stones are lined up in kind of an interesting angle now, Sander. Center guards are almost lined up to jam the stone in the button.
Yeah, jam or spill.
Yeah, might get a little bit of action. Narrowly clips it. Does the most important thing. Opens it up. Nice shot. Hoping for a tiny bit of action just to pick that stone and just wedge it sideways. Almost clipped it. That would have been a huge bonus. Double clear was the first job. So Zapponi now. Trying to reset the defense. Pretty nice guard. Maybe showing just a corner. Wang Wei with a decent edge in stat terms, especially in the hitting department. There's Wang Wei, preparing to shoot. What's the play, do you think, Sander?
Well, just realizing if they keep building center guard, it's just going to come back on. Eventually, they might just draw top 8 or something and make it very hard for you to score. So they're going to come into the rings here. Not taking too much ice, so maybe looking to actually try and move the Yellowstone instead of freezing it. And that way also just opening up the scoring area a little bit. Maybe just running a bit straighter down here.
Speakers backing off it. They need a bit of contact to push this stone off the button. Pretty good shot. Unlocks it.
Leaves the pocket as well, though.
It does. Quite inviting now for Diana Gaspari.
Anche se arriviamo qua va bene. 4 secondi. Sì. 4:15 è arrivato a 3. Sì.
I mean, this one is setting up center. It does have the feel of a decisive end in this game, one way or the other. Veronica Zapponi. Oh, she clips this front stone. Gets a nice result, though. Redirects it all the way to the button. Bit of good fortune there for Zapponi. Wrecks the guard, but look where it ends up.
Not a bad spot at all.
3/4 behind the guard, front of the tee line, covering your shot. Looking in again now, Korea, Switzerland. Korea has scored 5 consecutive points. Can Vinia Felcher stop the bleeding? Last rock for her here in the 7th end. Needs to hang around in the 4-foot. And they take a look at it, but it is a score of 1 for Switzerland. They close it up, but Korea gets the hammer back. China now with no option but to make some kind of play on the guard stone.
Run this back. Ideally catch the Yellowstone top 4 on the high side. The right, as we see it, might get all 3 going. This one's just over curling. It's gone.
Clears the front. Italy lie 1. Redstone, the 4-foot to the right of our picture, is second shot.
Deve essere sulla senta. Se è davanti lei ci arriva con un tap facile. Comunque l'hai spazzata bene dopo che ha fatto il sì, meglio. L'hai spazzata bene.
Terrific look at it.
Ho esitato un attimo perché stavo
Forward logo in the center of the rings, the Yellowstone on the button. I think the play is just to replace the guard sider.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good situation Italy had before that guard was gone. There's not much China can do. They can draw in there maybe to get shot stone, but Italy just comes right on top. Then again, you'd love to steal if you're Italy.
It'd be a fantastic end to steal if you're Italy. That would give you control of the even ends.
It's pretty good there. Maybe just long enough for China to consider coming around and tapping that stone. The shot.
Pretty even in the statistical department between the skips. Diana Gaspari having a nice game this afternoon, as is Zhang Yilin. A look from above. Yellowstone belongs to Italy. It's the shot rock. Pretty well covered by that center guard. Is there a chance, Sander, that Elon might be able to get to that front of the two stones and maybe just push it on an angle about a foot and maybe line 2? Or is she going to be just playing into the back and sit into shot position?
I think she's coming after the shot stone here, just try and tap it at least back of the tee line. Would love to keep the shooter in the top 4. A good chance Italy will just get another pocket to freeze onto, but at least you force Gaspari to make another tough shot. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trouble, trouble, trouble for China now.
Rimaniamo con 2 comunque. Però se facciamo questo e vediamo qua, lei c'ha
Now, if really, would you consider hitting the Chinese stone in the back of the 4-foot and just spilling it away?
Yeah, risk reward. Throw guard, it's almost a guaranteed steal. Yeah, make a good one. You could really put some pressure on Yelun by setting 3.
Poi lei forse può fare, se lei spizzica,
Italy lying 1
però
right
questa
now.
poi viene qui. Forse qui proviamo a metterlo lì. Cosa dici? Se no chiudiamo e basta. Beh, se ne rubiamo uno, lei forse prova quello sulla gialla. Però lei si butta
Look
dentro
on.
la roba.
You know, life just got way more difficult.
Boh, chiudiamo e basta. Io sarei contenta di rubare.
They haven't called timeout yet, but I wonder if they might. Big decision here.
Chiudiamo.
Nope, the decision's made. Just with that final broom wave, there's Soren Gran. Hasn't been called onto the ice, but he gives us a wave. How you doing, Soren?
Chiudiamo e basta.
And Angela gives us a wave as well.
Siamo ben contenti.
Italian alternate.
Ok.
Looked to me like the guard, Sander. Just a little bit of a wave towards the gap between the 2 red stones in front of the rings. And Italy is now going to call timeout. Waving all around the place for Team Italy.
Perché il risultato è comunque lo stesso. Chiudi.
Looked to me like Gaspari got down to the shooting end. Got some input from her teammates saying, well, wait a minute, guard? Have we considered another shot? So they're going to ask Soren Gran to come onto the ice, and they're going to talk this one over.
Che metterne un altro è difficile. Sì. Perché close and still one for 2.
We're lying 1 now.
Yes. Or if this and roll away and hope for 2.
To be honest, I think it's a good kind of try to lie more than 1 in this situation. The only thing we don't want to do is to no sit.
Yes.
I mean, you can even play the hit and roll behind as well, but you open up, you can, it's a risky space behind the tee, so you can,
No, we have to go.
I like the double.
Oh, the double. Okay.
Yeah, play the double, and if you stay here as well, it's not a problem.
Or roll out.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you stay as well, it's okay. Yeah? But be sure that, the no sit is not good for us. Yeah?
No.
But of course, dare to play this one. Now. Really try to play the double and think double.
Ok. Allora, la aspettiamo.
There's the input, Sander. Soren Gran likes the double takeout.
Saying double, just wondering which double he means.
I think it's the double on the reds in the 4-foot circle. They're going to have to flirt with that right-hand red guard to make a double takeout.
That's what I thought he meant, but I was thinking it'd be quite nice to play the hit and roll in, and if you end up rolling in and moving your own yellow in the back 4, it's not the end of the world. You'll still be sitting 2.
Target roll.
And really only leave the pin. The good thing about making a play in here is that if you throw a guard, there's actually a chance to run that red corner guard in to make the double on the yellows for a multiple score.
Maybe get 5 in that situation, you're right.
So it's
some danger there.
Yeah, you might force China to have to play that shot. And if they make it, well,
lights out.
Pretty much. So don't mind this.
Well, here we go. Attempted double takeout here by Diana Gaspari. We heard Soren Gran say the only bad thing's a nose hit. She does not want to leave her stone sitting right there.
Yeah, roll in or out.
Makes it perfectly. Only thing that would have been better was spilling the Chinese stone out of the rings, but moves it to the back of the 12-foot. Nice shot by Diana Gaspari. Lovely reaction there. Oh, relief to get by the guard. When she's by the guard, she was fine. Was quite close to it. Safely by. Net result, Italy is lying 2 guarded. So it's not a situation where the risk reward is actually worth the payoff of trying the angle run in to score 3 if you're China. So it's going to be a draw to the button for Zheng Yilun.
It's pretty tough too. You wonder if that corner guard might come into play.
Yeah. Saw how close Gaspari came on the hit. So draw weight's going to be moving even slower. And we're waiting for it. Has it cleared the guard? It's by the guard. Now it's about the weight. Needs to stop on the button. Oh, fantastic shot. Single point for China. Great clutch shot by Zheng Yilun. Maybe a game saver. Facing 2. Cool as you like. China leads at 6-5 after 8. It's a sunny Thursday afternoon in North Bay, Ontario at the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018. China versus Italy. China with a clutch draw to the button in the 8th end, facing 2. Huge shot. Probable game saver. Italy steals 2 in the 8th end. They get control of the game, but China with that fantastic last shot by Zheng Yilun. She's really caught fire in the second half of this one. Holding a narrow 6-5 lead as we play the 9th end. Still anybody's game. Chiara Olivieri, the Italian lead. This one's going to slide past the tee line. Comes to rest in the back of that white 8-foot circle. Oh, interesting. Looked for a moment that China was going to hit the Italian stone. Bit of a chat, and now saying, nope, we will just draw around the guard ourselves. China perhaps thinking of force here. Have to get something behind cover to force Italy to get one. Hit the stone in the back, you let the Italians use that guard themselves. Maybe get a 2. Just grazing the tee line. That's the black line that goes left to right through the middle of that house, the painted rings. Call that the tee line. Chiara Olivieri goes around the outturn side. Counterclockwise rotation for the right-hander. Push the Chinese stone back, frozen on their own. Move the Chinese stone out of shot rock position, but they welded on top of their own in the back of the house. Zhang Xindi. By the guard. Sits right on top of the Italian stone. Well, this is getting interesting, Sander.
Yeah.
Speaking of interesting.
Speaking of, yeah.
Korea, Switzerland. Korea with a 5-4 lead. Now it's the term of Kim Eun-jung to face a tough situation on her last shot.
Tough wide draw here to come around everything.
Needs a piece of that red forefoot. Young me, trying to get a bit of curl. Just enough, it's a single point. Wow, that was close. Korea leading at 6-4. Constantini clears the center guard. So Zhang Xindi try to put it right back. Cat and mouse game, Sander. Who's gonna blink? Italy's got last rock. They've got shot rock, but look at the Chinese stone right in front of it. Providing a tiny bit of cover. Gaspari immediately asking Constantini to try to eliminate it. Another nice clear. How long will China wait to make their move, Sander? All the way to the skips rocks? By make their move, I mean promote their own stone. Move the Italian stone out of shot rock position.
And when they do that, they'll be blind 3. And I don't think Italy is able to bring that yellow stone back from the dead, so to speak. It is frozen away. So you're just going to wait you want to wait as long as you can, but still knowing Italy might switch gears.
Right.
Because if Italy just keeps peeling the guard here, they know China's going to make that shot, and they're not going to have a chance to score there too. But now maybe a change in plan.
Stone coming a little deeper. Gaspari still wants to remove it, but this time she says, let's try to roll ours onto the rings as a possible saver. Maybe something you jump off if you have to, or something you might hang around if you're throwing a huge takeout later. Gaspari immediately calling for the sweep. Trying to hold the line straight. Worried about a nose hit. Gets the hit, gets the roll, bites the 12-foot. Nice shot. China displaying great patience. Again, now it's the turn of Wan Ray to try and throw a guard. Trying to know they can wait and wait and wait, but as Sandra Olvak just said, sometimes you can wait one shot too long, your opponent switches gears, plays the unexpected shot, and then you're regretting not pulling the trigger.
It's just tough to know what Italy can do, though. There's not a lot of great options.
No, there aren't. If you draw the back of the 4-foot and try to get behind cover, and then China just hammers their own kills too. They're still lying 3. Play to the back stone. Leave yourself sitting 3rd shot.
Corner freeze.
Corner freeze of the red stone. We saw Gaspari patting her brush right on the center line, half around that center guard. That would create a better angle, at least for Italy, to make a promotion shot coming in from the side as opposed to straight back.
Obviously thinking if they peel a guard again here, China's going to make the move. Corner freeze works pretty well. Takes away the run back on the guard, because that's the only way China's now able to make that shot they wanted to do with the guard in place. So it's probably a pretty good call, but looking a little hot coming down.
14.2 on the split time. That's usually around T-line weight, so it is in fact going to slide back past through the button. It does come to the back of the 4-foot. Does it stick around for 3rd shot? I think it does just. But now the opportunity for China to make their play. Can they hit enough of their stone in the front of the 4-foot on the outturn side? They could maybe make a triple takeout, Sandra, and remove all of the Italian stones. Depends how much they can hit. Jane Yilun asking her teammates at the other end. How much can we see?
I think not very much.
No, maybe half a rock at the most. Hitting it on the outside will create a little bit of drag, though. It will send the yellow stone on the button a little bit to the right as opposed to coming straight back. Don't have to move the Italian stones that far. Call that the drag effect. When the stones are frozen together and you hit them on an angle. Logic tells you that the stones are going to go in a particular direction, but it's been shown if you hit it on the angle on the right-hand side as we're looking at it, pop that yellow stone, instead of going straight back towards the stone in the back, it'll just veer a little bit to the left. With that brush, though, it's not going to be very much weight. Maybe board weight at best, so it's not going to hammer these stones by any means. Interesting shot coming up here. It's dainty weight. Might even be a straight guard. Surely she's trying to move this rock center.
Yeah, just trying to tap it out of shot position. Trying to sit on top, though.
Got to get it by the center guard, though. No, clips it.
I don't think she had enough weight there.
No, that looked like just almost backline weight. Probably needed board to maneuver the rocks. So Italy living dangerously. They're lying 1. Path to the stones in the 4-foot now is wide open. For Italy, you know what's going to happen if you leave it there. China's just going to hammer it. Corner freeze doesn't really help you. You've already called timeout, so you can't bring your coach on the ice. Make this decision yourself.
Tap it and sit corner frozen.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the shot. Just tap the red a little on the center line side. Push your yellow stone back about 6 inches just to create a gap and change the angle. Create a little overlap that makes it difficult for China to run the red on.
It's really good, but it's just very tough to make.
Tough shot. Yeah, tough shot.
Facciamo così, io tiro questa velocità qua, che se per caso perché qua Kerlerà un sacco, se da liscio mi fermo
What you
qua,
do know is you
qua sarebbe bene.
have to do something about those two stones
Lo
in the front of the
tieni e facciamo
forefoot.
questo, una qua, qua così, e
6
questa
minutes left of
Sì.
playing time for Team Italy. We're in the 9th end.
Quindi comunque da prenderla qua, no?
A little bit of a factor, but 5-ish minutes to play one end, that's plenty. So no time clock pressure at all for Gaspari.
Spostiamo leggermente quell'angolo perché non mi piace. Quanto vuoi tirare? Un 8. Che noi...
You're considering just drawing to the forefoot
la rossa.
on the in-turn as well. To sit to
Lei era un 90.
can also work.
Quel tap là dietro.
Sometimes second shot is an excellent guard.
Potrei tirare uguale. Sì. Sì, secondo me.
I think they're playing the shot we were seeing, though, all tap.
Wang and Jiang looking on, hoping that they get a chance to make a play on that red stone in the front of the forefoot, but Diana Gaspari is trying to neutralize that. Ever since China made that great freeze, this situation's been brewing for about the last 10 minutes.
Well, you're thinking tap when you're throwing here.
This one's got some heat, doesn't it?
Yeah, just added extra weight because she's thinking tap, but you don't really need to play anything more than a draw.
Well, the way she's left the angles,
È giallo ancora. Giallo?
not perfect, but not awful either.
Un 3-8. Sì.
Had to do something, had to unlock those stones. She was hoping to be a little bit on the inside, wound up a little bit on the outside. Fun for China now. You promote yellow, promote your red stone forward. Look at all the yellow rocks. Your opponent's got last rock. If you leave your stone in a place where Gaspari could ever make a double takeout, you could drop 5 or 6. And if you're ever to push that red stone past the stone in the back of the forefoot, it'd be an open draw for 3. So intriguing 9th end. What will the play be? Redstone belongs to China.
I wonder if something similar to what was called by Italy. Old tap on the inside, set corner frozen, leave a stagger in front. It'll be hard to get to the shot stone for Italy. It's wide though.
It is wide. Sander is thinking they're going to try a little tap guard, but playing with fire here, sweeping to try and promote some curl. Gonna sit on the outside of it. Pushes the red stone onto the button, but has she left the slash double, Sander? Could you pick the red sideways, slash across the red, and maybe get 3? Or is it just an easier straight run to get 2? It's certainly... Or is that a shot for 3? Tap, tap for 3. Redstone belongs to China. The Yellowstone in front is angled almost perfectly. What they're looking at, is there any way to get more than 2? Yellowstones belong to Italy. Red, yellow, red is almost automatic to get 2.
I think that's a goal. I can't really see much more than that.
It'd be a real gamble to play the slash double for 3.
I'm not sure if you can see enough. There's not enough air.
Yeah, you'd really have to get near to that center guard if you're trying that slash double. You're right, Sander, it's probably not there.
No need to throw this too hard. Just enough to push the shot stone out of the forefoot. If anything, you want to catch it a little bit on the high side here, so it drags towards the red shot and not away from it.
Last stone on its way for Italy's Diana Gaspari. Trying a short angle double raise for possibly 2.
Control weight, catch half a rock here, should be fine.
Not enough weight to propel the Chinese stone out of the forefoot, and it's a steal. Had to get more contact on the front stone, just hit a glancing blow. China dodges a huge bullet, and they steal the point, taking a 7-5 lead into the 10th end.
L'ho allargata. Con la mano. 9,5 anche, non gli ho dato una pannata. Guarda. Ok, no, saranno 10,5.
Tenth end underway here at the North Bay Memorial Gardens. We've got live curling coverage. It's the Ford World Women's Curling Championship 2018. Hans Ramon here. Sander Rolvag, our feature match. China versus Italy. China with an unlikely steal in the 9th end. Gives them a 2-point edge. Italy with the hammer here in 10. Final stone of Diana Gaspari had a shortish double angle raise to score 2. Just clipped the target rock and gave China the steal.
Wow, center guard from China. Seems like every time they need a center guard, it comes into the house. And when they should be coming into the house, they leave a guard.
Yeah, I would have probably preferred that one in the rings. You're right, Sander. It is at least a very tight center guard, but absolutely right. You can see immediately now. Spoke earlier about the free guard zone rule. You can't remove your opponent's stone, but you can remove your own, and that's exactly what Zhang Yilun is going to be asking Wei to do. Saying we don't want that guard. It's unusual to play appeal on your own shot, but that's what happens. Back to this key match, Korea, Switzerland. Korea leading at 6-4. Final rock on its way for Minia Felcher, already lying 1. This is a draw for potentially 2 to tie the game up. Line's not a problem. Howell and Kaufman are working it hard. Now Shorey comes out to join the sweep. Got to get it in front of the forefoot. Got to get it there. Oh, they just do. Thank you, sweepers. Tie game. 6-6 after 9. Two corner guards belonging to Italy. Really no realistic chance to make the double run, so Zhang Xindi tried to remove just one of them. Clips it thin, but gets the job done.
By not getting a stone in the forefoot, China are sort of relying on making every single peel from now.
Right.
But even then, that 2 is very much in the air for Italy.
Mi verrebbe da dire
Corner guard is up.
questa è arrivata là. Prima l'abbiamo tenuta tutta e quella.
So back again to cat and mouse. It's a tight corner. Are we guarding the guard? Are we stacking 2?
I'd prefer coming either around or throw another corner. Stacking the guard. Ever group them. A double.
Di là,
Game's over.
ok?
So they are coming around.
Oh, di là da sola. Spazio per firmare. 8. 8.
Rallenta, ma siamo profondi.
14:30. Quanto? 14:30. Qua, vai.
Stone sliding just past the tee line. Nice shot.
Brava.
Brava, says Diana Gaspari. Well done. Czech Republic leading Germany 2-1. It's a big one for the Czech Republic. They're in the playoff hunt, but Daniela Jentsch of Germany, last stone to send it to an extra end.
Linie Hata. Jetzt Kreiter. Linie ist perfekt. Kreisziel. Easy. Länge Hata.
Just need full 12 foot to force the extra. No problem there. Comes right into the tee line area. That one's going to an extra end. We'll keep an eye on that one. 2-2 after 10. China removing the guard, and Gaspari will ask for it to be replaced. Stefano Costantini now with the job of setting that corner guard. Backing off. Don't want it to over curl. Comes to rest on the logo. Interesting. Providing some cover, but it does over curl slightly. We can see about a quarter of it. So it's one of these either or shots, I think, Sander. Hit the stone in the rings or hit the corner guard.
Yeah, but playing soft weight though.
Yeah,
If you ever just nick the guard, you might not even move it and bring the 3 into play.
3 is the number that China has to avoid. They're carrying a 2-point lead here in the 10th end. Safely by the guard. They get away with it. They remove the Italian stone, sit in the back of the 8-foot. Gaspari immediately saying, let's go around the corner guard again. A nice shot there by Wang Rei. Chang Shindi and Hyun Hui on the brushing, getting it by the guard. Nice job. Zapponi trying to draw behind the corner guard. Italy must score 2 to force an extra end. 3 would win them a game. Good weight, but do they have cover? Sweeping it as much as they can to try and get maximum curl. They've got some cover. Just about the same amount of the rock showing for China as the last shot. Same again, please. Wang Rei having a very nice game in the hitting department. Two excellent shots by Wang Rei in this 10th end. Crucial. Soft weight takeouts around the corner guard makes them both perfectly. China doesn't really need rocks in the rings, but if the price to pay for keeping a rock in the rings is getting a stone out from a partly guarded position, they definitely take it, Sander. Nice shooting.
Yeah. Now the freeze from Italy. They're going to have to work a little bit to get their 2 here.
Backline! Oh, aspetta! 10! 10! 10! Tieni forte! Forte linea! Forte linea!
Falling is a little heavy. You ever just tap the redstone straight back to leave a pocket. It's pretty good too.
Sweeping it for the line. They know they want to have contact on the nose. They do push it back behind the tee line. That's not a bad shot. Gives them something to work with. That's a question for China. How brave do you get? You're certainly going to make a play on the Italian stone. You'd love to clip the stone behind it, not jam it straight back, of course, but hit a quarter of it going by and you could maybe kill everything in the rings, and that would be fantastic for China. Italy would still go around the corner guard. The rocks behind the tee line, they represent a little bit of danger for China, even though that's Chinese granite behind the tee line. Zhang Yilun, big weight. Just picks it clean. So now will be the freeze. Gaspar immediately having a brush in front of the shot rock.
I'm not sure if the dead freeze is the best call here, though.
A little bit on the inside, perhaps, and create angles, or do you just ignore it and go around the corner guard now and hope to have a chance to make a double or a triple on your last? Where would you go?
I think maybe you tap the stone at an angle back, try and set up a big pocket. Makes it harder to peel out. That dead freeze is going to have to be so perfect for Yilun to not just blast it out of there. Just tap that redstone level with the other one, slightly angle. Just make sure there's not a big enough hole to peel it through. It actually makes it pretty tough.
Cannot over curl the shot rock. That's the only place that's really bad for Italy. Obviously, they have to get shot.
Tiny tap would be perfect here. That's just going to over curl.
Just fractionally over curls. So close to an excellent shot, but you see the sport of curling. It's a game of centimeters. If that thing is nose frozen, great chance for Italy to get the 2, but because it over curls just that much, corner frozen, Zhang Yilun just hammer this one on the nose to clinch the victory.
Would have been better to almost freeze that just side by side, just a millimeter on it. Would have left the jam on the back potentially. There's a few other spots to leave it. That's not the greatest one.
That'll do it. Italian stone is removed from the rings. No chance for Italy to score 2. They concede defeat. It is victory for China. Very nice second half of the game by Team China. Skip Zhang Yilun in particular played very well. China run it out, 7-5 winners. That's your final. China 7, Italy 5. Still a faint hope of the playoffs for Team China in that victory. They'll need some help, but they helped themselves this afternoon with that victory. Let's take a look at this critical game for both teams, in particular Korea. Tied up in the 10th end. Korea has got last rock. A victory would be so important for the Korean charge. Switzerland has called timeout. Now Coach Al Moore coming onto the ice.
I don't know. I think she. For us, it's easier to hit it, because otherwise we are maybe not sure.
Well, if you freeze, she'll probably play a draw. If you hit her in the nose and stay right there for probably play a hit. She'll have to stay. So what do we want her to play?
Right here? I think more right here.
Okay, well, let's